Hey everyone, so let's be real for a second. When you think about phone security, there's usually one name that pops into everyone's head, right? iPhone. It's got that almost mythical reputation, that feeling of, my data is locked down, no one's getting in here. Apple has poured billions into telling us their devices are the ultimate digital fortress, with Face ID, military-grade encryption, and this super exclusive App Store. And for a long time, we just accepted it as gospel. But what if I told you that shiny, secure feeling might not be the whole story? What if there's a little more to it than the polished ads suggest? Look, in today's world, our phones are basically extensions of our brains, our wallets, our entire lives. So, understanding how truly secure they are isn't just some tech nerd obsession. It's about protecting your photos, your bank account, and your deepest secrets. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of that unbreakable iPhone myth. We'll explore where iPhones genuinely shine, but also peek into the corners where things get a bit fuzzier, the stuff tech giants might prefer you just didn't think about. Get ready to have that secure phone feeling put to the test. Okay, first things first, let's be fair. Apple genuinely does nail a lot of things when it comes to security. They've built what a lot of us call a walled garden. They control pretty much everything from the hardware to the software and even what apps get into their store. And honestly, it works really well for a baseline of protection. Their major wins include features like Face ID and Touch ID are super slick and incredibly secure. Your biometric data actually stays on your device in a super secret little vault called the Secure Enclave. That's a huge deal. It means it's much harder for anyone, even Apple, to get their hands on it. The App Store bouncer. Apple's App Store is like an exclusive club with a really tough bouncer. They vet every single app that wants in, making it a lot harder for outright malicious software to sneak onto your phone compared to some other app sources out there. When a security flaw is found, Apple is usually lightning fast at pushing out updates to almost all compatible iPhones. This means millions of users get patched up quickly, closing those digital doors to bad guys. But here's where that unbreakable feeling gets a little less solid. No software is perfect. Highly sophisticated attackers, we're talking nation-states or serious cyber criminals, are always looking for zero-day vulnerabilities. These are tiny hidden flaws that even Apple doesn't know about. And let me tell you, finding one of these for an iPhone can literally be worth millions of dollars on the black market, precisely because iPhones are perceived as so secure. That tells you a lot about their actual value. All those fancy features? They don't do much if someone has physical access to your unlocked phone, or if they trick you into giving them your passcode. And sometimes, with super specialized tools, even a locked phone can be vulnerable. The biggest crack in any security system? Us. Phishing emails, clicking sketchy links, falling for those too good to be true scams. iPhone users are just as susceptible to these as anyone else. No tech can fix human error. And here's a big truth Apple might not want you to focus on. Android has seriously stepped up its game. Gone are the days when Android was the Wild West of security. Modern Android phones, especially Google's own Pixel line, are now incredibly robust, and in some areas, they even outshine iPhones. The Android actually gives you more granular control over app permissions. You can say, only let this app use my location while I'm using it, or ask me every time. That's powerful. Google Play Protect has gotten way better at sniffing out and removing malicious apps from its store. Many high-end Android phones now include dedicated security chips, just like Apple's Secure Enclave. Fast updates too. While it's true that not every Android phone gets updates as fast as an iPhone, the popular flagship Android devices from Google and Samsung are often getting security patches almost as quickly, sometimes even on the same day as Apple's. So, that perceived security gap? It's much smaller than you might think. Okay, so we've covered the basics, but let's get into the stuff that might not make it into the glossy marketing campaigns. This often comes down to the subtle difference between being secure from hackers and being truly private from everyone, including the very company that made your phone. First, let's talk about Apple's own data collection. While Apple champions privacy, they're still a massive tech company that runs a universe of services. They do collect data from you. It's things like anonymized diagnostic info, Siri voice recordings, which are processed on their servers, location data for maps, and of course, your iCloud backups. Apple typically uses techniques like differential privacy to try and aggregate this data so it can't be traced back to you personally. But here's the nuance. Data is leaving your device. The truth they might minimize isn't that they're evil, but simply that running a global tech ecosystem requires some level of data collection, even if it's less than some competitors. Second, even with an iPhone, your own actions and certain features can create risks. iCloud, your digital Achilles heel? Your iPhone might be a vault, but if your Apple ID gets compromised, all your iCloud synced data, your precious photos, your messages, your backups can be exposed. That's why strong passwords and two-factor authentication on your Apple ID are absolutely non-negotiable. Phishing scams specifically targeting Apple ID credentials are a constant, terrifying threat. Apple's ATT feature was huge. It lets you tell apps not to track you across other apps and websites. Awesome, right? But here's the catch. It doesn't stop individual apps from collecting vast amounts of data about your activity within that specific app. So if you agree to an app's privacy policy, it can still collect and use all your in-app data, even if it can't share it broadly with other advertisers. It's a step, but not a full stop. The rare App Store slip-ups. While Apple's review process is tough, it's not perfect. Every now and then, a malicious or overly aggressive app does slip through. We've seen fleeceware apps that look innocent but charge exorbitant hidden subscriptions. It means you still need to be a little cautious. The unlocked phone danger. The most advanced Face ID means nothing if your phone is unlocked and falls into the wrong hands for even a few minutes, or if your passcode is 12345. Basic security hygiene is still paramount. Ultimately, what cybersecurity researchers and privacy advocates will tell you is that true security is a journey, not a destination. There's no magic unhackable device. The perception of an unbreakable iPhone can actually lead to user complacency. And that walled garden approach? While it's great for a baseline of security, it also means Apple has immense control over what you can and can't do or install on your own device. It's a trade-off, and it's a truth they don't always highlight as part of their privacy-first narrative. So, with this fuller picture in mind, what does it mean for you and your trusty iPhone? It means you get to be your own security guardian. You can't just set it and forget it. Here's how to really take charge. First, dig into your iPhone's built-in defenses. They're powerful, but you have to activate them. Enable two-factor authentication for your Apple ID right now. Seriously, if you take one thing from this video, this is it. It's like putting a super strong second lock on your digital front door. Second, consciously decide on your security convenience balance. Every security step adds a tiny bit of friction. Decide what you're comfortable with. Don't just blindly tap allow on permission requests. Take a second, read it, understand it. For example, do you really need notifications from every single app? Each one is a little bit of data being exchanged, a little bit of battery being used. Third, embrace universal security best practices. These apply to any device, any platform. Update your iOS immediately. Don't put off those software updates. Apple pushes them out to patch newly discovered vulnerabilities. It's your digital seatbelt. Beware of phishing like a pro. Be super skeptical of any unexpected messages or emails, even if they look like Apple or your bank. Never click suspicious links or give out your Apple ID or other personal info. Be smart on public Wi-Fi. If you're on public Wi-Fi, consider using a virtual private network, VPN, to encrypt your traffic. It's like putting your data in a private locked tunnel. So, are iPhones really more secure? The ultimate truth is, it's not as simple as yes or no. While Apple builds an undeniably robust and secure platform with excellent baseline protections, the idea of an inherently unhackable iPhone is a myth that tech companies might allow to persist, subtly glossing over the nuances. True security is a partnership between the powerful technology and you, the user. No device is truly unhackable. Your vigilance, your understanding of what you're allowing, your strong security habits, those are the ultimate guardians of your digital life. Don't leave your digital life to chance. Visit Tileris.com. Our AI doesn't just monitor threats, it learns from them, adapts to them, and stops them before they can spread through your organization. And if you ever feel overwhelmed or need more specialized guidance, remember that our dedicated cybersecurity experts at Tileris are on the case. Don't forget to share this video, also like and subscribe. See you next time.